So, actually dangerous, and today, I'm gonna go to a beluga. So, we need to go to wolf, not care, not doing the cargo run. There we go, wolf, 906. Alright, launch. So, finished up my exploring run yesterday, and it came out to about 8 mil was the profit, which was actually pretty good. It's actually more than I was expecting. There was a couple of really high value systems that I picked up. But I didn't scare that because I understand. Thank you. It isn't scary. It's fun. I did it again. I always do that. And I was good at that. So all that. Take the other speed. Get into orbit. It's not functioning well today, I see. And then lock the target. Okay. Yeah. I've been doing so much wandering around planet side, not planet side, landing, mineral resources, gathering, exploration, all kind of stuff. Exploration wise, we're almost through Pathfinder. Almost. We're getting there. I haven't done any bio stuff yet. It's part of exploration, I just haven't done it. I'm a tycoon though. When it comes to trading. A lot of trading lately. How many jumps do we have in this? 5? Okay. And we'll get our beluga and go do some mission trading. I don't like money. Nobody cares. But today I want to try and get resources. So. Oh, it's that sun. That's not helpful. There we go. Basic scan. That was nice of them. To jump straight up to 800 fuel per second. It's crazy. I finished our fuel scoop in like 3 seconds. It's pulling almost a ton a second. That's crazy. So let's see what we can find. Yeah, any fuel scooping is a good fuel scoop. Saves me the hassle of having to stop for gas. How's it going, 22? It's been a while. Yes, it was good. family over, did some stuff, cooked a ham. Did you have a good Christmas? I was half expecting to see you this week when I started this stream series up. That's been pretty good, dealing with some stuff at work. That's good. As long as work's sort of itself out. Today, I don't know if you've seen or played this game before, but today we're going to go do some resource farming. In order to optimize my ships, I need to have more resources, but I gotta go get resources. So, and I could bounce around to different player fleets and buy the stuff. But I'd rather. Because that gets kind of expensive. There we go. There's our home. We'll swap out for our beluga and then grab some reluctant passengers and start trading out passengers. And VLC is still on. Actually, you know what? I think I'll leave VLC on. How is that sound? Is the audio stable with the background music? I can't tell because I actually can't hear it on my end. So I think I'm going to turn it on to both. That way I can hear the music too. Alright, I'll just leave it on. Because I don't have any music in Elite Dangerous. And this is all DMR free. So, I'll leave it on. I need to get some more DMR free music for it, but it's okay. Now, where's my ship? It's gonna be in Herbert. Where is Herbert? Herbert. There's Herbert. So, back to my question. Have you played or seen Elite Dangerous before? This is probably one of the most complex space sims that is actually well thought out and functions properly. A lot of space sims are complicated just because they want to be complicated, not because it actually makes sense or it's good. Others are just broken. You know, so some systems just don't work properly or were poorly thought out. Like, as an example, if you go to the X series, a lot of the X games, the combat is reasonably well balanced, but the trade system is sometimes broken. If you look at X4, the base building is meh. It's functional, but that's about it. The trade system is okay. And fleet control is good. But combat is absolute garbage compared to some of the other Elite, not Elite, but some of the other X series games in the past. Like X3 and Rebirth were both really good for combat. Rebirth, I think, was the best one of that series, to be honest. It was well balanced all the way around, didn't have many holes. But when it comes to a lot of the space games, Elite is probably the best one. It handles exploration well, it handles combat amazing, and it handles the trade effectively. And it's good to work with. I mean, I don't have a lot of money. I only have, 300 mil. That's all I got. If I want to do real trading, big money stuff, I need to get a carrier. And VLC decided to stop playing. Really? Hold on. Always play, yes. Okay, there it goes. How do we start it? Not in this game, no. It is for what I'm doing. Like, I have a T9 freighter that needs probably another, I don't know, 60 or 70 million to give it the best stock gear. That's not even doing engineering tweaks to it. That's just, standard stock gear. So that's a thing. If I want a carrier, I need $1 billion. I need $5 billion to buy it, and then another like $3 billion to outfit it. To outfit it. But once that's done, then I can work with people and have it make money while I'm AFK. And I can make, $2 million a day. Services. I need to get the blue guy. Just joking, I know you, I'm just joking with you, I know space games. You're gonna do. Thank you for the raiding party. Well, thank you. What's this? Lycanthropus? Lycanthropus, thank you for the raid. That's mighty generous of you. How are you doing tonight, and what were you playing? That's what I want to know. Get my blue guy out, so we can go do some trading. Services. Now we're doing thank you for the follow as well. And I hope you had a Merry Christmas as well. What were you up to today? And what were you playing when you came over? That's all I want. I need passengers. And also thank you, Ratchet Squirrel, for the follow. Much appreciated. How are you doing tonight? So what we're working on today is actually I want these. What are they kicking on? Conductive components. I don't really need conductive components. But streaming different things, TFT, WT, and Elite. Oh, okay. Sounds like a good day. What's this one got? More conductive components. Don't need conductive components at the moment, but I think we'll take it anyway. Take conductive components. There. What were you doing in Elite today? Were you doing trading or exploring or what? What were you doing? Yeah, the last space game I really played was Star Sector, and it was super hard. There's a lot of games that are like that. There's a lot of games that are hard to get moving. until you actually start getting into them. And then you're moving pretty good. But it's like this game, Elite, is probably, I'd say, on a hardness scale of like 1 is like super easy and 10 is like stupidly hard. To get in and get going, I'd say it's like a 4 or a 5. And that's mostly because it's got a very large control suite. Don't get me wrong. But to really master a lot of the stuff in this game, it's definitely an 8 or a 9. Like, I've missed so much because I haven't played in a couple of years. Or not seriously, anyway. I haven't seriously played in a couple of years. And because of that, I've missed so much content. Like, we've had carriers in the game for like, I think it's like 4 or 5 years now. And I haven't even broken a bill in what I own. Because before carriers came out, getting 1 billion credits was insane. It was nearly impossible to get 1 billion credits without it before carriers came out. Unless you were playing like all the time and doing some serious like number crunching farming stuff. Now it's easy. The 300 million I got in the bank, I made literally all of that in 6 hours, 7 hours. Unloading a carrier. And it wasn't even the most profitable carrier I could unload. Oh, it's on the wrong button. Excuse me. We need to fix that. That is on 2, 2, 1, 1. Thank you. I do that with all of the ships. And the reason I do that on all my ships is because I'm lost. The reason I do that on all of my ships is because I use the probes on the trigger, because on the probes, if it's on the 2 where it likes to default it to, button 2 is the cancel back button. So every time you fire a probe, it backs out of the probe system. It's like, no, I want to be able to fire more than 1 probe at once. Especially considering I use a Super Cruise Assist module. Because the CSA allows you to go to a planet in orbit. And when you're doing planetary scans, it's slow. But it guarantees you'll see the whole planet. So you don't have to bounce in and out of like controls and probes and stuff like that. Now, if you're playing with a co-pilot, that's a little different. Because then the pilot can just fly and the co-pilot can do the scanning for you. I don't have that backup, so I have to do it the old-fashioned way. But yes, it's always a good time. It's always a good time in Elite. It's probably one of my favorite games in the new era. It's definitely a thing. But yeah, so as we go through this, like I said, we're looking for components. So the ones that we really need, that we're hoping to find more of, are, what's on my list? I have a list of them. It's right here somewhere. So we need some wake echoes, some chemical processors. I think I got enough phosphorus, wake solutions, manganese, hyperspace trajectories. I think I got enough arsenic for now. Mechanical scrap, uranium, and phase alloys as a starter. I have some of them, like 10, 15 of them. I don't have enough. But since I don't have much of any of it, I'm just gonna do whatever I can get and pick up whatever we can find. It'll make our lives so much easier if we actually have just a few running around. Alright, now we can turn off our auto cruise and take our little people down to the surface. This is where it gets a little tricky. Surface landings can be interesting. If you screw it up, you go boom. So, I haven't blown up on a face plant in a long time. What else is that face planted? I don't really want to start now. But no, Elite Dangerous has obviously combat. It's got trading, which what we're doing right now. You have space exploration, which comes in a couple of varieties. But there's also a wide range of new stuff. So like engineers have been out for a while. That was the beginning of the Thargoid invasion. And that was, God, what was that? 6 years ago? 7 years ago? It was a long time ago when that started coming up. And they started creeping in over time slowly, more and more Thargoids into the galaxy. And then they added some other useful things. Like there's a new type of gear that you can build to deal with Thargoid stuff. And that's expanded with the Thargoid War that just recently ended. I missed the war. But right now they're doing reconstruction around the solar system. I have not gotten involved in that because I'm trying to do a lot of catch up. I don't have the engineers maxed out, so I don't have all of the engineers available and have them all maxed out. And because of that, there's a lot of stuff that I can't make yet. That requires the engineers. But I'll get there. It's just a matter of getting the materials and catching up. Because all these materials that we're getting, we need for some engineering. So, refuel. So, do you need engineering? Not really, no. Is it good to have? Yes. We're going for these. Because if I want money, I'll just go and look carriers. Not too bad. What do we got here? What's on this one? Loot. Cargo. Okay, so this is the one that's got things. Exceptional scrambled mission data. I don't think I need this one right now, but we'll take it anyway. If there's anything else going to that system, nope, there's not. Come here, grab this, log in our next system. Oh, it's going back to Herbert. Okay. I was like, wait a minute. Hold on, let me switch the route there. It's fine, I can jump to Herbert from here. I just need to get on the mark. I don't need the economy jump. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, when you do the max jump range, which is like 20 plus light years, it draws a potential line of everywhere you could possibly go, and it's like, I don't know why it does that. It didn't used to, but now it does, and it's kind of annoying. You wish you could turn it off. Anyone who's playing, who has played the game, who knows how to turn that off, please let me know. Clue me in. It'll make my life so much easier. Oh, that's right. That's why I use the whole thing. There's too many systems too close together that I can jump to. Recalculate. Alright. Find our system. I forgot about that. Oh my goodness. Well. That's the workaround. You do it in the shorts, do the lineup, recalculate to the best route, and then switch it back. So that the visual doesn't take forever to load properly. That's what I do. But I wish I could turn that off so I don't have to deal with it. But it's understandable. It's just the way it is. However, we're definitely having an entertaining time here. Yeah, the atmosphere. And find wolf. Find my star. Where is my star? There she is. Oh. Got to scan the system. I think. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. I go through those systems all the time, so I've probably already scanned it at least once. It's just a habit of scanning every time you jump to a new system. Alright. I should find Herbert. There's Herbert. Where is it? It's behind me. That's what was behind me. I think I'm gonna change my readout filters. Give me stars, planets, stations, landfalls, and systems. Alright, that will make my life so much easier. Because carriers are basically dirt cheap anymore, they're literally everywhere. You'll jump into a system, it'll have like 20 or 30 carriers sometimes. It's a little disgusting. I'm hoping when colonization comes around, some of these carriers will just evaporate. Either they'll sell them off for their colonization fleet, or it'll be like the trade hub for their colonization fleet. So they're not going to be in, you know, the core worlds as often. That's my hope. So a little less cluttered space. But because, you know, the way Elite works is that it actually is real space. Everything is real size. If it's, you know, something that's the size of Earth, then it is the size of Earth. It's just that big. And it's nice. It works out really well. I captured a ring system earlier today. I think it was 5 AU across. I swear I think it was like 5 AU across. The ring system was massive. It'd be like Saturn's orbit. And that was this ring system. And it wasn't even the primary system. It was like the secondary ring system of this one star. Around this one planet. That was a star. It was a gas giant. I think it was a red... Maybe it should have been a red dwarf. That was actually at the center of it. Not the point. The point is, it was massive. There we go. There we go. I just missed the range. It's got to be under 7.5 kilometers in order to submit, and if you're just outside of that, they'll deny you. The computer's really picky. Question: is it dangerous to go into the neutron star system? Answer: maybe. I have been to neutron stars. I have been to pulsars. At one point in time, I found a quasar, but that was before I switched over to PC. That was when I was over on the PS4. It was deep space and I found a quasar. But you jump far enough away from it that you don't have to worry about it. There are rotating pulsars, neutron stars, and quasars, but if you get into the streams, they can't hurt you. However, I haven't seen any in a while, so I don't know where one is. So I couldn't show you if I wanted to. Now, I do know there are a couple. There's one streamed white dwarf and one neutron star. Actually, around this area, I've run into it before while doing these trades. It's not that far away. I just don't remember what it is offhand. What's this one for? Conductive components. Okay, that's not too bad. What's this one? Atypical disrupted wake drive. What do you think? What do you guys? And our bench. Anything better? Nope, we're going after this one. That's actually what we need. Anybody else going to the same system? Nope. Works for me. Sweet. Might be able to get my FSD upgraded. That'd be good. The other day I went to a black hole. I got a picture of that one. I'll show you. in the catalog, in the catalog, under discoveries, I go to stars and bodies for this region of space. And here's all of the stars that have been reported in this region of space. Is this all the stars? No. No, wait. I haven't been to this neutron star. I have been to White Dwarf. I went up to that black hole. Only 2 of those white dwarfs. There's 11 of them up this. Only 2 of them. I haven't been to that neutron star. It's good fun. If you're bored and want to do exploration, make some money doing exploration, stuff like that is going to be good. You're looking at those commercials. You got commercials? Ooh. Why am I flying? Okay. Brain's not working. Why am I flying the beluga? Can I fly it? Yes. Do I prefer to fly it? No. Alright, well let me set my jump up. Where's frame mast? So what I was showing is over here in the codex. This is the list of a whole bunch of anomalies that you can go check out other people have found. If it's like this one here, this T-type star, if it's got the little blue check mark next to it, I've seen those. If it's got a orange exclamation point, it's something that's been reported. And I can go back and see, I can pull this up and say, hey, I want to go with that star system. In the case here, I can go see these white dwarfs. I've confirmed this one. And I can go check those out if I want. Or I can check out this one right here. That's been reported. But they've got to get a certain number of reports before they show up on there. So, it's cool though that they do have them. They're easy to see. It's kind of nice because if you don't know where to go or what to do or what to explore, it gives you ideas when you're just starting out learning how to explore. It's one of the few things that I do like that they did. Where am I supposed to be going? We're in Beluga? Okay. Where am I going? Hogan. Where's Hogan? I don't know why that didn't show up. Alright, let me... Apparently I need to figure out what's wrong with my left ports. Because it wasn't showing that ground port. Yes, there are. Actually, I visited one the other day. I actually went to the Codex. And went right here to this black hole. I have a picture of it. I posted it over on both Twitter or X and blue sky. This music does not go with the fact that I'm in. That I have someone's trying to knock me out of jump. God, that's not good. But it is the full galaxy, all 450 billion stars, if that counts. Yes, it does warn you before you get too close, and then when you get too close, it doesn't actually let you fall into a star. You can't actually fall into a star. You can blow up by running into a star, yes. But you can't fall in. Certain types of stars you can scoop stellar gas from, which is what we use for fuel. But you can't actually, like, oops, I fell into a black hole. But you can go look at them. They're pretty cool. The one that I went to was in a very dark area of space. So it wasn't very impressive. Unless you got like the sun directly behind it. Then it was okay. But other than that, it wasn't very impressive black hole. Now, if you go to, I'll pull up the map in a second, and I'll show you the galaxy. Once I unlock the people. But landing is an entertaining thing. Now, I am using all of the landing computers, all the docking computers. I use the advanced docking computer for takeoff and landing. I use the SCA, so that I don't have to do as much piloting in space, which makes it easier for me to talk to y'all. So I use those to make life a little easier. Though it's not always when you're dealing with cargo runs, or you're dealing with in this case people runs, it's not always the best solution. But it is always a good solution. And like, my ship here is not optimal for transporting people. Because I could change out like its shield. I could lower the shield on it. Or even remove the shield if I wanted to. So I can use that slot for more people. I could do that. Thought about it. I do my cargo ship all the time. My cargo ship has no shields. Because that gives me an extra, like, 10 tons of cargo. Honestly, I don't know if they use antimatter or what. I know that we burn stellar gas. You know, it's hydrogen-based fuel systems. So it could be an antimatter fuel. I don't even know. We can look at that in a second and see if it actually says on the engines what it burns. For both the engines and for the reactor. Let me get down. Come on. There we go. Actually, let me... There we go. That's good. It's using some sort of hydrogen fuel. Yeah. But I don't know if it's using antimatter or if it's just burning hydrogen. We can look and see if it says. That's good questions. That's good questions. I've just gotten to the point I don't even question anymore. I put gas in the car drives. It's good for me. However, if we go to outfit, and we go to the engine section, and the FSD section, we might find out something interesting. Now I do know how I do know the theory behind the FSD and what they use for that. However, core, power plant. It doesn't say there. FSD doesn't have a little blurb here. No. Just says fuel for the power plant. Let's see. Codex. Out's handbook. I think this is technology section. Actions. New to the verse or old hat? Well, we're gaming. Bit of both, actually. I started playing on the PS4 back when the game first launched. When Horizons rolled out, I realized that the PS4 couldn't handle it anymore, so I switched to PC. Played it for a couple years on PC, then stopped playing for a little while, and I've been kind of like hit and miss for a couple of years now. And this is the first time I've actually gone back in kind of serious into the game. So yeah, it's a... I still have an insane amount to learn, and unfortunately, because I have not been playing relatively consistently, there's a lot of stuff I just don't have that I should have. Like right now, I'm getting the resources for the engineers, and I don't need either of these for my current requirements to level my engineers. Let's go with the bulk scan data. Works for me. Anybody else? So. But yeah, no, I kind of skipped the whole Thargoid invasion intentionally. I was thinking about coming back. I don't know. Right before the Thargoid invasion. Went after Earth. And I realized that all the content was going to be based around the Thargoid invasion. I'm like, I don't want to get involved in that. So I just kind of like, do I really want to do that? And then my HODAS died. My whole throttle assembly went to hell. And whatnot. Right now, I'm just trying to get the resources needed so that I can do the engineering unlocks. And I do know that there's a whole bunch of the Thargoid stuff that's new, and I want to get into that, but I'm not quite there financially, and I know that stuff's kind of far out, so I'm waiting for a group that's gonna actually go out and do that run later on. I was playing with the Angry Space Flowers earlier today, actually, because I was unlocking. Apparently, I hadn't unlocked the engineer down at there it is. That allows you to get like the FSD to 5 down there in Dresset. And I'm like, Meta LS, where do I get that from? So I looked it up. It's like, oh, I have to go. That's right, I have to go away with barnacles. So I went out and played with some barnacles for a while. Got a Meta LOI. Unlocked that, and then came back. And that was actually finished right before the stream started. But right now I'm doing materials. So I'm doing rep and materials. So I'm trying to get these materials built up. I got some of the raw ores, but I'm trying to get a lot of that stuff up and running. PTN, yeah, I'm actually part of PTN. I was playing with PTN Carrier unloading Sunday? Or was it Monday? Either Sunday or Monday. So, and PTN is doing a Thargoid Guardian Relic run. They did that about once a month, and I just missed the last one. So they're not looking to do one until sometime in January. Towards the end of the month, I think is what they said. But, yeah. But yeah, I'm just chilling, enjoying the game, and relearning everything that I've missed. I've missed so much content. It's good to have something like PTN available to you to help you while you're trying to relearn everything. It's really nice. They've helped a lot. Yeah, if you just drop into the the Pilots Lounge, the main chat, and just hang out in there long enough to pick it up. They also have an event channel that lists the current events. Do they have anything going on right now? Or is it just carrier stuff? Right now they're doing holiday rings. They're doing mining. Right now it's just the mining event that they're doing to try and help everybody build up their mining resources. Which is good, I guess. But without having a carrier to store it all in, it doesn't really help me that much. So one thing I miss about some of the other space games, I got the alerts on Discord. I've just been marking everything as rep. I have over 100 Discord channels, and I have most of them just in a bin. Just because Discord now allows you to have as many as you want in a folder. It used to be locked on like 4, but now you can have as many as you want in a folder. And I took all the ones that I don't use anymore and just shoved them in a bin. There's like 100 channels in there. There's well over 3,000 posts in there, and I cleared it like 2 months ago. It's nuts. absolutely nuts. Like, everybody and their brother has a Discord. And while I like Discord channels, don't get me wrong, a well-populated, well-used Discord channel is nice, it's effective, it supports the community. But like every streamer I know has their own Discord channel. They don't team up with each other. You know, it's like, why don't you, they used to. It used to be like all the streamers would team up into like common teams and use their Discord channels so that they can coordinate different things. Mechanical scrap, we need that. It's one of the few things I know I need. But a lot of them don't do it anymore, which is kind of a shame. Because they don't build these communities that we used to have, these good networks that you can sit there and chit-chat with, or you can ask questions or whatever, or more specifically, where you can do team-ups and collaborations. Like, I'm playing Elite Dangerous. I don't need to play Elite by myself. I am, because of what I'm doing, but I don't need to. I could just as easily play with other people. I could play in the open server for all that matters. But I don't need to have, you know, a private session going. But it's hard to find people to play with when you don't have those channels. But PTN is a huge network on the Discord. They have, I mean, most of what they do is Elite, but they also have channels for a lot of other popular games, which is really nice. You can save me a bunch of time that you're collecting, what you're enjoying doing it. Well, what I'm actually doing, okay, part of the reason I'm doing it this way is I also need the rep. I need the actual reputation for a lot of the factions. So, because a lot of my rep isn't as high as it needs to be for like, if you look at my thing, my list, my rep is actually really weak. You know, I have like really low rep scores for a lot of the factions. And because of that, I don't get a lot of the missions, I don't get a lot of the ability. Like, I was unloading cargo out of a freighter the other day. And one of the freighters had more than just like one good cargo to unload. It had a bunch of stuff on board. And I was kind of digging through it. And I actually saw a mission in the fleet for one of those cargo types, but I couldn't take it because it didn't have a high enough reputation. So I could have gotten a huge rep bump from this one cargo run if I actually had enough rep. Yeah, no, PTN, if I actually wanted to just max out my stuff, I could probably get it through a bunch of the guys on PTN. Because they do that kind of stuff all the time. It's kind of, that's their slogan. Help you make money. Are you using your Discover scanner every time? Yes! I do. I mean, I don't think I ran it in this particular system. But I do have my Discover scanner pretty much every system I go to. Right now, I'm in systems that I travel frequently, so there really is not much for me to discover in this area. Thank you. It is much appreciated. It is much appreciated. I am very happy with my little avatar. Though she is being a little weird today. Oh, my camera was moved. Okay, fix my camera. My camera was off. It was running up, it was pointed a little loud. I advanced over to my preview window. I was like, wait, where's my camera? Okay. Super Cruise Assist off, please. It decided to run through the gravity wall of a planet. Exactly. There we go. Let's get us down to this poor system. There we go. There we go. Good to go. Doesn't hurt to identify you as a black dragon. I am not a black dragon. I am an amethyst dragon. In purple. I'm a purple feathered dragon. Thank you very much. So my horns are supposed to be kind of a blackish brown color. Though a lot of times they look more red. Especially when I'm playing a Wii. Because the orange in the background just bleeds off. But, I don't know. Such a day. Oh, you. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, black dragons are cool. People tend to underappreciate dragons. Oh, the advertisements going into the spaceports? I know. I do have to say, there's a lot of subtle details that they put in this game that really make it amazing. All the little ad panels, mission for the missions. I'm already docked. They're unloading, and they want me to go change stations, I'm sure. And it's never worth the price. Oh my god. It never is worth the price. It doesn't matter. It's like 20 bucks. Everything's like 20 bucks. Cracked industrial firmware. I don't need that. Hybrid capacitors. Probably need those. Yeah, I think we'll take the hybrid capacitors. Yeah, the spaceport ads are good. Yeah, the subtle details are the best part of this game. In my opinion. It's amazing how up to date 10-year-old game is with a 40-year-old franchise. Well, the thing is that Elite is, by definition, it is an MMO. And it is an actual MMO. It's not like your Call of Duties or whatever, where they do seasons and the seasons don't really matter or whatever. Or you get like these, you get some skins or gear or whatever. There's nothing really substance-wise there. They're constantly putting out new content. There's no substance to it. Elite, because it actually is an MMO, tries to make sure that every update actually provides substance. And because it is an MMO, they also try to make sure that everything works flawlessly. And the players can always enjoy the game. The other thing about it is, unlike a lot of other games, Elite strives to constantly update the graphics as well. What was it, in 2020? I think it was. They upgraded the ultra high end graphics to allow for 4K screens, which wasn't available before. So in 2020 and 2021, they updated it for 4K screens. So everything got retextured for super high quality graphics. If you happen to be in that sphere. I don't use a 4K screen, so I don't have that pack enabled. I see no need for it. I don't benefit from it. But, you know, they put it out there. They redesigned most, if not all, of the ships. They cleaned them up. They redesigned them. The stations have been cleaned up and partially redesigned over the years. When they did Planetfall with Odyssey, they redid all the skins on most planets. They redid all the textures and texture maps and stuff for the skins, for the dynamic mapping and such. But they really do work hard to keep it up to date. I do need to change my HUD though. I don't really want it orange. I think I'm gonna move it purple, make it purple. But I gotta do that through the hard files, which is a pain in the butt. They just update the writing to make them readable. Okay, well, there's not much we can do about that one. What I would actually like to see is things of consequence. You know, being able to actually have things that matter. What I'm doing really has no merit in the universe except for my being there. Let's get up a little on planets, though. They lost a lot of the deep canyons. I ran into one the other day. Actually, I was trying to land. I think it was a dark side planet landing. I was just going down, touching down just to get out to be the first person to walk there. And then get back on the ship and leave. And, hey, hello, Tiger Babe. How are you doing tonight? So, but when I got there, it had this huge, deep canyon. Had to be half a kilometer to a kilometer deep. And it was like barely wider than my ship. I'm like, oh, that's not where I'm gonna try and land. No, thank you. I'm good. Let's move somewhere else. So yeah, but they have removed a lot of that, mainly because they did that in the Odyssey update. And the reason they did that is because a lot of the commanders were complaining that when they were doing ground stuff with their buggies, and with the Horizons update, they would get stuck, or they would crash their buggies constantly. I mean, shoot, I jumped off a crater today, and I took a nasty tumble. But it only knocked out my shields and like 10%, 20% of my hull. Going back even to Odyssey, when Odyssey came out, that would have vaporized my ground scooter. My SRV would have been obliterated with that type of damage. So they've tweaked a lot of stuff. It's not all bad. There's some stuff that I've heard that people are like, I don't like that. Most of the stuff that they've changed, I've been happy with over the years. I honestly can't say there's anything in the game that I've not been happy with. I think the only complaint that anyone's really had is the large pad ships have not had much love in the recent years. Got a bunch of smaller ships that are good. Now the Mandy is amazing. I got a Mandy, and I love it. It's my exploration craft. I love the thing. Still tweaking it out. I want to get my FSD re-engineered for distance, so I can try and squeak out, like, what is it? Another 10 light years or whatever. And then I want to get the Thargoid jump booster, which gives me like another 10 light years. So I can try and squeak out like 50 plus light years out of it. That'd be nice. But I want to try and do all that, and then once I have my Mandy maxed out, I'm going for the core. But to do that, I need to upgrade my engineering, which is funny, but it's getting there. Yeah, I had some arc left over from some events and stuff a couple years back. Over the years, I earned some arc stuff, so I had plenty of credits. I just never used them because at the time they were doing like you could buy a whole ship. So, you know, and now you can buy whole ships. Which, personally, if you wanted to start Elite Dangerous today, for somebody who's never played the game before and they wanted to start today, I would tell them, honestly, as part of your buy the game, buy the whole game. No problem there. I mean, obviously you don't want to not buy, you know, Odyssey. Horizons is included, but you also want to buy Odyssey. And I would heavily recommend that they put a few dollars into buying ships. Like the standard ship price is like 20,000 arcs, and 20,000 is, what is that? $20? Yeah, it's like $20. So you figure an average ship will cost you like $20 for a ship. Now, I threw some money at the end just to try and speed me up. So I got the Mandy, I got a T8, and I got the Beluga. I already had some other ships. Like I already had an Asp, and I had a Python already. So I already had some ships. But I bought those three because I wanted to play some other styles and just start quickly. And that was like $40, whatever it was, $50. But honestly, for another $20 more than the actual buy of the game, which for right now is like, what, $10 for the game? So for $30, get the game, get some arc, go buy yourself you buy yourself a ship. Starting ship of some nature for how you think you might want to start the game. Honestly, if people are starting today, I would tell them to buy the game while it's on sale, spend a little more money on that, and then buy themselves either a Beluga or a T8. And then go to something like PTN and figure out where the trade routes are, fly to the trade route, and just farm the carriers. The only problem with starting at Odyssey is that it puts you straight into FPS part of the game and bypass the flight training. Yes, that is true. You do have the FPS starter module, but all the flight training does exist. You don't actually... Here's the thing for people that are starting new. I don't have a mission at the moment, so I will do this. If you go back to the main menu, for anybody who's new, who's watching this, who's thinking, hey, I might want to play this game and follow this guy's directions. If you go to continue or start new, once you get through the startup of the game, come back here. If you don't have this option. Okay. Because I haven't started a new commander in a long time, so I don't know if you have the option here. Under training, it has the surface mission, which is what you get when you start Odyssey. I do recommend doing that. If you're not going to play Odyssey, I recommend doing it because it teaches you all the mechanics of being on the ground and lets you know, do you want to do this content? Me, I'm not good at it. But I know some people who are really good at this stuff. And then you have the other different simulations and training training missions that you can do. I highly recommend going into training and then going through all of these training videos. I highly recommend it. By doing that, you learn the controls. By doing that, you learn how to do everything. So, I highly recommend it for those that are new. Like I said, I also recommend buying the game on sale like it is right now, but also buying a ship. Just go to the store, buy a ship. Just buy one. I don't care what you buy. Buy a trade ship, buy a combat ship, whatever. If you just want to buy one ship and rule them all, get the Python 2. Honestly, the Python 2 is for sale on the pre-built ships. But Python, it's not available. Here's the mandate for credits. Mandy for credits is 17,000 right now. 17 million rather. So you can buy Mandy for cash. For the game credits. That's 17 million. It's not bad, it's cheap. You can also buy the Python too. But this one here is the one I would recommend. If you're gonna buy it. You're gonna buy a ship. Buy a Python 2. It's currently on the market. And boom, good to go. Yes! The thing about the controls is if you're dealing with the controls, the question you have to ask is, what is your setup? If you're running the game completely keyboard and mouse, I don't recommend this setup. I really don't. But if you don't have a controller at all or HOTAS at all, it's okay. It is playable. Not what I recommend. There are control schemas for that. So in the options of the controls, so you go into controls, and we'll say general controls. Right here at the top, it tells you what your presets are. And keyboard and mouse is where it starts. Well, not keyboard without mouse, but keyboard with mouse. Keyboard and mouse is where it starts. I think it's keyboard and mouse or keyboard and mouse. Yeah, one or the other is the default setting. If you have no other option, it is not bad. But here's where I actually recommend you take another step. you do have the choice of doing generic joystick. This will support literally any USB joystick that you can have. That includes a PlayStation controller, a PlayStation gamepad, or an Xbox gamepad. That includes a HOTAS setup, that like I have a Thrustmaster HOTAS. But if you have just a flight stick, it'll support that too, if you don't have a custom loadout. Now, in my case, because I use a Thrustmaster HOTAS, so I have a 16-button controller and a 16-button throttle in my setup. I actually use the Target software that comes with the controller rather than mapping the whole thing myself. I have remapped several buttons, but this game has hundreds of options. So let's just take the general control. This is the stuff that's used for like everything. And I'm just going to click Open Windows so you can see all of the options. And this is just one of the control schemes, by the way. This is the one that's kind of generic to all of them, like the cameras and the taking pictures and dealing with the menus and whatnot. Okay, just a whole bunch of stuff, right? I go to ship controls. It's the same thing. You have mouse control. You have flight controls. You have flight thrust controls. You have alternate flight controls. You have flight throttle controls. You have the landing override controls, if you need to use those. You have the miscellaneous flight controls. We have targeting controls, weapon controls, cooling controls. Yes, they put a whole thing in there for silent running and heat sinks. Don't ask me why, but it's got its own button. It's got its own little sub window. It has miscellaneous everything. We have mode switch controls. We have head controls. So if you have a VR headset or you're using the mouse head look option, we have multi-crew controls. We have fighter controls. We have full spectrum analyzer controls, and we have detailed surface scanner controls. And this is just flight. There's also one for the SRV, a separate control scheme for that, and a separate control scheme for on foot. Now, the default control scheme, I will say this, is not perfect, but it is functional. You will spend probably a significant amount of your life, if you have a generic HOTAS setup, or even just a flight stick, trying to figure out what controls you think should go where. Once you understand how the controls work, and you get a general idea for it, it's really not that bad. But it does get a little taxing when you have large control suites and the buttons are just kind of weird. It is hard to work with. Trust me. When I'd come back with my my old PlayStation HOTAS that I ended up replacing with my Thrustmaster this year, the controls were all a mess. I didn't understand why the controls were anywhere they were. So I had to remap stuff, and I even just put it back to the default controls, and that was just as bad. It was a mess. It was playable to be a commercial, dodging scans and dogfighting. That's why cooling has controls. No, the cooling needs controls, I'm not saying that. it's kind of funny that it's in its own little bucket. You know, like it's its own little, instead of being under like miscellaneous or under weapon controls or whatever, it's in its own little bucket. And it's funny because underneath fighter groups, you have heat sinks too. Heat sinks and shapes and ECM are over here under the weapon groups too. Unfortunately, one of the few things that I don't like about this is that they only use a 1-2 button system for control groups. I'm not a fan of it. If you figure the fire button 1 and 2 is your primary and secondary weapons, and then buttons 3 and 4 are target what's in front of you, switch your weapon groups, and then you have your hat, which does your power controls by default. Unfortunately, I don't have a button 5 on my controllers. I have one on the thumb rest, and I don't have one on the pinky on this controller. But it does have another 12 buttons or whatever on the base, and I do use about, I don't know, 3 or 4 of those that I actually use regularly. Most of the controls that I use, that's aside from the standard 4 or 5 buttons plus the hat, is actually on the throttle. I use those a lot, and I've remapped several of those to be more comfortable for me. But a lot of people don't play this game as like dodging, pirates and where they're dodging security or whatever, trying to land without getting caught in scans and stuff. Most people don't play that way. A lot of people do, but most people don't. Most people are doing what I'm doing. They're just out, they're cruising, whatever. They're doing a thing. Though I think tomorrow I might try and dig up some more money out of some freighters. Because I really need to finish kitting out my T9. I picked it up the other day, but it's not done. It's only got about 100 million in it, and I got another 50 million I gotta buy. But I'm gonna have to look up the right, close stations to me for the gear that I want to buy for it, so I can upgrade it. So I'm not just tootling around aimlessly. Because I need to go and I need to buy an upgraded power plant, and I need to get an upgraded power distribution platform, and some other stuff. It's not a big deal. It's easy to work with. I just need to pick it up. It's one thing about this game that I like. It's got lots of customizing options. And I say that because if you look at your modules, if you look right here, I'm going to thrusters that says 7A. That's because this one's maxed out. When you buy a ship, the thrusters might actually be like a 6D or something. And you can buy a 7A at the tune of like 20 million credits or something stupid like that. Or you can just live with your 6. Do I have elite rank in anything? If so, by almost everything, so I have to discount that. I don't think I have elite yet. I do not. Closest is probably trade. Maybe combat. I don't even know what the ranks are anymore. Hold on, let me look it up. I don't even know anymore. combat, I am an expert, which is about halfway up the list. For MTCQC, Explorer's Pathfinder, I think that's about halfway up the list. And Trade is the one I have that's pretty high. So Explorer, I'm a Pathfinder, which is a bit over halfway. And Trader, I'm a Tycoon. So that's the closest one. And I could probably elite that very easily. Getting that up to Elite 1. Up to Elite. Now getting that to the higher Elite statuses, again, wouldn't take long. If I was to go play with the freighters and do like the cargo runs and the freighters, it'd be nothing. If I just sat there and did cargo runs on freighters for, you know, a couple of days, I would be well into Elite, and I'd have probably a couple of million credits. If I wanted money, just money, pure raw money, it depends on what I want to do. Honestly, if I went and did trade runs, I did 300 million in trades, emptying freighters, just casually over 6 or 7 hours earlier this week while I was prepping for the holiday. I'd come in and I'd do like 20-30 minutes of runs, which is like, what, 5 to 7 minutes per run, 10 minutes per run maybe, making more than that. But I was doing, I made like, what, 50 million an hour doing what I consider junk runs. You know, I mean, I was doing like junk trade runs with them, where I was only making like 10 to 30, 10 to 20, 10 to 15K per item profit. And I made like 300 million. But now that I have my T9, once I get that one tweaked out a little bit, it'll be nothing. Because I'll be able to be way more efficient time-wise moving around once I get the engines upgraded. But you did mention Gerarda. I don't know. Where is Gerarda here? Oh, that was bad. That's what I wanted. I don't know where that is from here. Chin. R-A-R. restaurant is really not that far from here, but it does require a permit. So I can't do anything until I get my permit, but I am at least in the right region of space for it. Like some of the other systems I've had, which is like way out there. It's like, oh, it's on the side of the bubble. I'm like, oh, good, 20,000. Yeah, 20,000 jumps later. We'll be able to do that. Ah, good. We got another friendly rep and another quad rep. Sweet. So, yeah, like I said, getting them up is not that big of a deal, really. From a commercial prison. Oh, sorry. Welcome back. Yeah, I kind of figured that's what it was, because that was the requirement. I think we'll take this one. That rep status would be good. Since that's the only reason, in my opinion, to do personnel transporting like this is for the rep. There really is no other reason to do this. You want to make money, go to one of the carrier unloading ports and just sit there and unload carriers all day. It doesn't matter which ones. I was unloading PTN freighters, and when the freighter I was unloading ran out, I was boxing the other freighters that were just in system unloading, and I found one that wasn't affiliated with PTN, and I'm like, oh, look, he's got cargo, I can unload him. I was actually making another 10% more from that unaffiliated freighter, from that completely other group, and I unloaded like 10 or 12K of his cargo for like 10% more per run than I was off the PTN freighters. So don't get me wrong, I'll unload anybody's freighter, but I'm looking for money. I don't care. I'll take whatever we got. I will unload anyone's freighter, but if I'm going to make 10% more per unit, I'm going to take that any day of the week. Did I actually set my jump system? I don't even know if I set my jump system. I didn't. Castillo, and it will come this way. Curious, what do you think the best food would be out in space? You think it would be like canned food, because fresh food would be really hard to produce? If you're dealing with a null gravity environment, think the like soup in a bag. Or something along those lines, like soup and paste in a bag. That would be probably your best food option. That's what we currently use in space. But that would be your best option in all reality. If you have gravity, then it doesn't matter. It's whatever you can afford to carry with you. P10 makes it so you're making money to load and unload. Otherwise, it wouldn't make sense for them. But yeah. Doing it from propeller to speed. Yeah, exactly. And I'm stationed up in Carras, which is an unloading port for one of the minerals, one of the things. And I'm thinking about moving down to, what is it? Starts with a B. It starts with a B. It's what they do. I think it's which one is it? are a load out there right now? Let's see. So the current ones that are out there is in Unlave, which is 10K per unit profit. Not bad. If you're out in Manther, they're paying 20K per unit. That's not bad. That's a loading silver. There's another loading silver. And there is one that's really expensive right now. Out in Keferedge, where they're actually doing like 50K per unit profit to load tritium. And that one's expensive too. I was thinking about going to the unloading point for tritium. Not for tritium. Yeah, for tritium's always good for loading point. Just go down there to one of those places that does tritium loading. And there's always people paying top dollar for tritium. Yeah. I've seen that between like 30 and like 60K, 70K. I think it's like 60K is the highest I've seen so far. That people are paying per unit on tritium to load the carriers. It's crazy. There's another one supposed to be though. It's a loading or unloading one. Kunti, 14K profit. On that one, here's that one's 13K profit to unload. The organic treatment, that's the one that I do over in Chris. And I get about that, somewhere between, like 12 and 15K per unit to unload. It's not bad. It's good money. You're making 12 to 13 million profit per run. Now you're doing runs every 5 to 7 minutes. You make a lot of money per hour if you're busting your butt. But I can't bust my butt yet because I don't have. My ship isn't big. My ship is not fit for it. Because I am not quite there yet. I mean, I got enough money for it. That's not a problem. I just haven't done it. Alright. You want to play? We'll play. I am not in the mood to try and outrun you or fight you. I will just dodge your interdictor. I'll probably have to dodge it multiple times. Knowing my luck. But it's fine. Won't be the first time I've had to do this. Alright. I was right before the station. We were real close to her when they did that. That's a nuisance. There we go. Come on, SCA. Kick over. Yeah, no, it's a... And the carrier captains make good money, too. Because you figure, they've got it priced out so that they make like 10 or 20% of the profit. Whenever they do a load. It's like when they load something, let's say it costs, say, 5K at the station. They pay 10K for it. And then on the other end to unload it, you pay like 15K off the freighter, and then you sell it for 20K. So the guy loading it gets 5K. The guy who's unloading it gets 5K, and the carrier got 5K out of the profit range. No, it's not, the most profit you could possibly make, but when you're talking about doing things quickly, making 5K per unit per run, and you can do 20 or 30 runs, it's just an amazing thing. I like doing the unloading personally versus the loading, because everybody who goes to those unloading stations who's within that the range of the station is there to unload. If you go to one of the unloading stations, they're there to unload. You just have to jump into the freighter and see what they've got to sell and how much they're selling it for. And Bob's your uncle. You just made a ton of money. But yeah, if you get yourself like a T8 or a Beluga off of the market, you can make some serious bank doing that. Because a Beluga, believe it or not, has some good cargo space if you swap out the systems. Exactly, you get stuff with goods you can't sell. That is a very good point. Because like here with the Beluga, if I wanted to switch this thing out for cargo transport, now keep in mind cargoes are cheap. This one here is a market one, so I can't sell anything, or I'll basically nerfed. But if I was to swap out my modules, I've got, what is it, four sixes? Yeah, I got 4 6s. Let's go with those real quick. Here are cargo components. We go to 6. 6 gives you 64 units. Now it's not as big as like a T8, which has 7s, but it is multi-versatile. So you can get, what is it, 200, I think it's just under 300 units per run, and at T8 you can get like 350-ish, give or take. I think it's 380 is the max that you can load it up with. So if you had either a T8 or a Beluga, it's great. But I've got a T9, and that is 720. Give or take. It's around 720 for a load. I think mine's a little shallow. I think it's got like a one module, it's not maxed out. But yeah, no, it's and dropping 720 per run on that is huge. Absolutely huge. Back in the old days, the only way to make money was to go to EDDB or EDSM, EDTN, give or take, somewhere on that range. One of those sites. And they actually have the ability to show you trade routes. Currently known trade routes. I run my T9 without shields. I don't use shields on my T9. I don't use shields on my T9. You know what? I think I want to tweak my T9. We've been talking about trades and stuff. I think I want to just go tweak out my T9. Where am I anyway? Oh, I'm not far. Wrong system. That's how she is. Where are you? It is not in Wolf. There she is. There's Karis. Alright, so let's do a auto launch. I'll go up there. When I'm unloading freighters, I see no reason in using a shield. Couple of reasons. One, the flight is only like a minute long. Two, I don't do it on public servers. I'm playing on a private session. I mean, I could be playing in a party session or a wing session, but I'm playing inside of a private session, so I don't need to worry about players trolling me. Which honestly, that's like the only reason to use shields, is to avoid the player trolls when you're doing freight runs. Now, when you're doing longer hauls, like if I'm doing normal trade routes, or if I'm doing cargo runs or something of any kind, totally different story. The only thing I wish this game would allow me to do is store cargo. You know, be able to lease a space or store cargo in your ships or whatever, and be able to store cargo without having to have a carrier. I wish that they let you do that. But the game is carrier, so it's kind of the same thing. No. It's all good. You're fine. There's nothing wrong with what you're saying. I've been debating poking at my T9 for a while. I was a little too close to that sun. Yeah. I'm gonna have to repair, like, the paint. My paint's scratched. Don't mind me. We're doing. I accidentally sent a guy to Colonia 3 days before Kokiji moved to Seoul, and he missed the whole thing. Toasted. Nice. I honestly intentionally avoided the whole Thargoid invasion thing. I just avoided it. Because I started looking at playing the game again. Like I said, right as the invasion was starting. What was it, like 2 months ago, whatever? Should have eaten the dolphin. Well, this one really isn't designed for heat management, I'll be honest. Like I said, this is the one that you get off the cash shop. So it's optimized for transport of people, not really for anything else. I mean, it's got an engineered FSD, but that's about that. The rest of it's just kind of like random normal parts. The big advantage to buying something off the cash shop is the rebuy cost. Look at the bottom here. My rebuy cost is $4K. It's nothing. So I had to get involved in the bombing. Got my ship together and flew into Seoul 2 hours after they finished the fight. Nice. That fight was going on for a couple of days now, dude. There's Stargate wrecks all over the galaxy right now. I just don't have the gear for it. I haven't done any of the Guardian prep. So, for me, doing Thargoid just doesn't make any sense. Because I don't got the equipment to do Thargoids. It's one of the things that I'm catching up on. Right now I'm just kind of doing some money, I'm doing some frame and wrap. It's not that big right now. Now my T9, it's gonna be up. I need to figure out where to get the engines for my T9. Inara, that's what I want. I have gone the night before, but I couldn't stay awake after I got the ship built. Okay, that makes sense. Makes perfect sense. Outfitting. Come on. I know I was running a little slow today. Alright, I don't need a docking computer. I already have one of those. That was like the biggest thing that I picked up that I had to get for this thing, was a docking computer. Alright. Now, let's switch out to my Type 9 Heavy. Like I said, this thing is not what I would say configured correctly. Type 9 is... Is 9 a medium or a large pad? I think it's a medium pad. So what we're gonna do here is we're going to look for, I need a power plant type 6. I need a plant, I need a 6A. Right? Yeah, 6A. Search. 29's large, thank you. I was couldn't remember if it was a medium or a large. Change my pad size. Even 7's a large, I think. and 8 were both mediums. And I'm not getting rid of my 8 because I know it's a medium. It's half the size of the T9. Okay, so we want to go to rock. Yeah, that's what I thought. Thank you, White Tiger. Thank you for confirming that. I thought they were. Because I know the 8 is. I couldn't remember if the 7 was. Wikipedia. Next system over. One jump. And launch the T9. And we'll go get ourselves equipped. Hopefully this system has what I need. I can get more than just my power supply or whatever. That's what I want to say. Internals. Auto field maintenance unit, don't do those. I'm not doing shields. This is a shield-free build. Don't care about that. The hanger, cargo racks up to size 8. That's good. I have at least one rack that needs to be upsized. Not doing cross-spectral limpets. Not doing limpets in this ship. I'm not doing refineries on this one. So I might go up there to do the conversion of my T8. So I'm going to convert my T8 to a mining ship. Or rather, I should say make it mining capable. According to the wiki, T7 would fit a medium pad, but it's 2 meters too tall to fit in the hangar. We're not going to talk about that. The funny thing is that a beluga technically doesn't fit in the hangar either, but you know, they shove it in there anyway. It's the silly stuff. So yeah, this looks like this one's gonna do it. I should really get this thing finish kitting this out, at least basic gear. B7's large, the G7 was medium. I don't know, I skipped over 7. I went straight to an 8 and a 9, so. Which station am I going to, Star Enterprise? I don't think the Codex has that kind of information, does it? There's like a ship catalog in it. You think it would? Yes. That's just generation ships. That's something I don't like. They don't have enough information in here. Like, all of the information for, every ship in the game should be inside the codex for the pilots. It really should. It shouldn't only be available in the fleet when you're in station. Yeah, the T8, I said the T8 is great. It's a medium ship. It works. I see no reason to have a T7. I mean, honestly, after I work out the carrier kinks, honestly, I might just buy like one of everything just to say, hey, I own all of them. You know? And not necessarily kid them out, just to own them. To be honest. Only because that's just fun. Da, 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 da. Alright. Let's do some tweaking after we run into the habitation ring. Because it looks like they want me to run into the habitation ring. Oh well. Not a big deal. I miss the T8 memes where they show every ship but a blank pad for the 8. Oh, from back before the 8 was an actual ship. Yeah, originally they didn't feel a need to have the 8 because you had many options. You didn't really need the 8. The 8 kind of makes the 7 superfluous, really. There's really no advantage to having a 7 because an 8's not that much more. Especially with the way how easy it is to make money nowadays. I mean, you can get a basic hauler, go to one of the freighter unloading stations, and be able to buy a T8 in a couple of hours, to be honest. Alright, have a good night, 22. Alright, here we go. Take us in, we'll do... Well, the thing is that after 10 years, and for many of those 10 years, they didn't add any new ships. Nothing new. And we got like engineers and a couple of other equipment unlocks, but we didn't have any new ships. Place the module. I don't care about this 6E. I want a 6A. Thrusters. I want a 7A. You don't have them. FSD. I can get to a 6B. There's no point in buying a 6B. Now I can go somewhere else and buy a 6A. Here we go, 6A. Do that. Sensors I don't need. Fuel tank. I don't think fuel tanks have upgrades. No. Let's see. That one's maxed 8.8, 8.8, 7.7. Here we go. There's a 6 that's got a 5. That should be a 6. 5, 5, 4, 4, 4, 4, 3, 3, 3, 3. There's my docking computer and my Super Cruise and my landing computers. So that's more options. So we're still missing our advanced thrusters and the advanced FSD. Aside from that, that's it. That's all I need is thrusters and an FSD. These sensors? I can't even buy 4Ds here. Honestly, the weight difference isn't really that much. I'll look into it though. And I can't change the sensors here, but I'll look into it. I'm not really worried about jump range. This thing has one purpose in life. Its goal is to be able to ferry cargo from from fleet carriers to station and back and forth. That's its only purpose in life. So it needs max cargo and it needs to have the best engines. That's it. That's all it needs. It doesn't need jump range or anything like that. Honestly, if I really wanted to, it could remove the jump drive entirely. If the jump drive was not a required thing, if it was down here and optional, I would have yanked it out. Just so that I can cram some more freighter in there. Because at the moment, we're rolling. Oh, I have leftovers. Oh, well, that's not good. It's fine, whatever. 784 tons, which is max cargo. And so I'll be able to have all the computers. Like I said, this is not for hauling long haul. This is a short haul freighter that has the sole purpose of getting ships unloaded as quickly as possible. Now, we need I need to just get rid of this junk. Oh wait, I take back. I don't want to get rid of that. That's over here. Those limpets are just taking up space. I gotta beat them. Okay, so this leaves me with the metal alloys. I don't want to sell that because those are kind of hard to get a hold of, and I accidentally bought two. So I'll just deal with that one bum. But in this case, we need thrusters. I need 7A thrusters. And find me some 7A thrusters. Tillin? Tillin's not that far away. Alright, go have a food coma, and maybe I'll see you next time. I am getting off soon, so I think I'm going to do this and then take it back and dock it, and then I'll get off for the evening. But yeah, come check out when next time I'm on. Good talking with you. Outfitting. So this one has core internals. It does not have a sensor D. It's got a sensor A or A and B. Look into that. Thrusters 7A, good. The other one we need to upgrade is our Mm, I mean, FSD wouldn't be a bad choice to upgrade. But let's see here. Definitely need the thrusters. Is it just the thrusters that we need to upgrade? Thank you, Word Gaming. It's much appreciated. I actually don't get those alerts right now. I gotta figure out why all of a sudden YouTube is not alerting me properly. But thank you for the sub. Have a good night. Let's see now. Right, we need thrusters, the FSD. That's pretty much it. Just thrusters and the FSD. Well, I got the thrusters. I know where that's at. I can get those over in Tillian. So we'll go over to Tillian real quick. And get our thrusters. Tillian. And this thing doesn't have a big jump drive, so it's possible that that's not going to do it any good. But, you know, it is what it is. And now I just have to do that. And then it's, I guess, upgrading the FSD maybe. While we're doing that, 6A FSD. Yeah, getting a SCO drive is not something that I'm going to get in this thing anytime soon. Yeah. I am not going to get a SCO drive or an engineered SCO drive anytime soon. And I wouldn't put it on this anyway. I guess, let's see if we can go to Ovid. That's not that far from here. It's only one jump. Well, maybe two, depending on where it is. So much nicer having real engines. But I got real thrusters. But we're not quite done yet. We got a little more. We'll upgrade ourselves over to Tillium. And then we'll be good to go. And then we just need to go to Ovid. For the frame shift drive. I think this will be done. I think it'll be done once I do that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go to Ascov Inheritance Regiment to land on a planet, which is fine. This thing can do that. Let's not point at a sun. Now this one here. No, it's... Here it is. Let me find out where I'm going here. Like I said, we need to have a little more control here, but we'll be fine. Because there's an orbital here that has the frameshift drive. So hold on a second. So we need a frameshift drive. That's cool. The other thing we needed was the thrusters. Does it have... It's got the frameshift drive. But doesn't have the thrusters. Okay. But this one has the thrusters. Right. Okay. The thrusters are the big one that we need to upgrade. So otherwise, this thing flies like a brick. It is a pain in the butt to fly this thing when it's fully loaded without having the maxed out thrusters. So we're going to max the thrusters and we'll go from there. Because I don't think, gear-wise, I don't think this has got an 8 slot. I don't think it's got an 8. I think 7's the highest it's got in the internals components. It takes forever to land on a planet. It really does. Now there is another station over in Obed that might have... That's got the frameshift drive that we need. It does have a SCO drive, though. That's interesting. So I can buy a SCO drive up to a 6A. I don't know what the differences are between a standard and a SCO. I haven't even derped out. That's funny. Of flying so flat, I didn't even derp. Now I'm derping. Now I'm derping to the surf. Interesting, though. Yeah, I don't know the difference. I'll have to look. I mean, this ship doesn't really need the specialized gear. I mean, the, my Mandy does. Because it needs to have the longest range possible. Anything to extend its range, I will tweak it out for range extension. I'll yank out its control computer so I have to. That's what I have to do in order to get a range booster. I will do it. Because I can land it manually. I don't need the FSD guidance. I don't need the auto landing suite. Though I do prefer it with landing on planets. Don't get me wrong. Landing on planets manually can be a pest because of the way the terrain is generated now. It's not as flat as it used to be. So that is a problem. But it's okay. We'll get through it. It's not that big of a deal. And I really don't need, like I said, I have the money, so it's not really a problem to get this thing out. And it doesn't need the FSD really, so I'm not worried about it. I'll just take it back home and look to see if anybody's unloading today. And make the money back. Because I'll make the money back I spent today in, like, what? 2 loads, 3 loads. It's nothing. This thing's nuts. It is definitely a crazy ship.
Contact confirmed. Clear to disembark. Enjoy your stay, Commander.
Now, let's see here. Still waiting for it to load. Give me my thrusters. Man, I can't wait. Seeing with real thrusters is going to be amazing. Alright. Thrusters. 7A. That was worth the 50 million. Alright. Just his thrusters were 50 million. Holy hell. Alright, so maybe I do need to do a few more than 2 or 3 loads. That's like 5 loads just for the thrusters. Okay, frame shift drive, I don't need to do anything with that. Power sensor options? That is the same weight. Not that I need the sensor package. Except the D was, smaller. Not really about the weight, honestly. Weight is not a question in this one. So I believe, yep, we are as maxed out as we can be. Not too shabby. Alright, let's get her back to where she belongs. So like I said, I'm not really interested in having a long jump range, because frankly, if I could rip out the jump drive, I would. I want to look at something real quick. Yeah, thrust is already in the biggest slot, so no advantage there. rearranging these can also be helpful sometimes when you rearrange slots. So, but in this case, we don't need it. And like I said, we don't need the FSD, so I'm not going to spend the money on the FSD. There's no significant advantage for me. Not on this ship. Because like I said, ripping out the FSD would be fine, in my opinion, to save weight. If I want to save weight, you know, ripping out the FSD would be like a perfectly good sacrifice, in my opinion. Because this is an orbital shuttle. It is kind of a shame that you have to have the FSD in order to go, you know, within the system. But it's okay. Alright, so go ahead and lock that in. And then it should automatically spot us to the system. We gotta go. But we gotta get up. And the FSD is actually a good choice, really. So for the FSD, we need to go to open. Oops. I believe it's, yeah, open. Hold on. Let me... Where's open? Open. It's right there. Can we go straight there? Nope, that's the best we're gonna get on the ship.
Frameshift drive charging.
So we'll get ourselves an FSD. So that we can transition between areas faster.
Ready to engage. 4, 3, 2, 1.
And then we'll go back home. Because having a faster FSD is actually useful. I don't know if it'd be if it's gonna be worth going with a Scout or not. Assuming I can buy a Scout. It's okay.
Frameshift drive charging.
Oh. I have to go through Rockapelia in order to get there. Because this thing's current FSD is so short range. It's bad. And it's slow.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Everything else is where it needs to be, but getting ourselves a 6A FSD, even just a basic 6A FSD. If I decide not to go with the Scout, is still a better choice.
Frameshift drive charging.
There we go. How many jumps is this? Gonna be 3 more jumps to get there?
Ready to engage.
Oh my goodness. I didn't realize there's that many jumps. That's why we need an FSD. I actually don't want it. I actually don't care for the jump distance, really. I want it for the interplanetary system stuff, since that is affected by your FSD.
Frameshift drive charging.
Come on, Opla. It's this one and then one more. This one and then one more. Sorry, at this jump we got one more jump, and then we can go get our FSD. And we get to go. So I don't know if we can get a scout. I mean, I have a scout on a couple of my other ships, and it's nice. Don't get me wrong; it is nice to have a scout. But I don't know what the actual advantages are on between a scout and a standard. Other than I know a scout is not necessarily more expensive.
Frameshift drive charging.
I don't know what the differences are. And a couple of tips I have SCOs, because that was what either came with or was available. But this will be the first time I've actually had the chance to actually look and kind of compare stats. So that'll be good. What station are we going to? Bradfield. Going to Bradfield. Where is it? Ape. Bradfield. You can engineer SCVO SCO for longer jump. Yeah, I actually don't need the longer jump in this one. In this case. I don't need super long jumps. Like, on my Manly. I have a SCO on that, and I'm engineering that one for range. So I can get the absolute maximum range out of my exploration craft. Because I'm using a Manly for exploration. So, I am pushing that for exploration. For range. But how are you doing, Mr. Mad Hatter? How are you doing tonight? You must have just logged in. Because I haven't seen you chat yet. It's good to see more people coming in. I like having people pop in. Makes me feel like everything's actually going positive when I have viewers. That's good. Did you have a good holiday? Did you get everything you wanted for Christmas? Or just kind of mooch? That's what I used to do. I go to friends' houses, go to family. I mooch food. They occasionally give me a gift. It's all good. Today I cooked. Da, 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 da. Here we go. 10K of tritium is what I want. Oh. Your poor carrier needs a refill, huh? How many jumps does 10K of tritium get you, roughly? I don't even know. I don't have a carrier. I just know people who do carriers, have to fuel it with tritium. And I have to you move their freighters around in order to get the best buys and sells and whatnot if they're doing a trade if they're doing a trade carrier, which I think is probably the most efficient way to use a carrier is doing trade routes. Not necessarily doing like the super maxed out value trade routes, but just doing trade routes. Whether you're doing it yourself, all yourself, or you're doing it with friends, or letting the community do it for you. Because you just dock yourself in an unload area, and they'll do it for you. Load areas, not so much. They kind of know you need to be loaded. I am 57k light years from the bubble, helping a friend refill his DSSA carrier. 57k out? Good God. Damn. No, I get it. I totally get it. But damn. Where do you get tritium in the field, though? Is that a thing you can mine, or what? And I found some really nice systems that would be worth mining that are within like 2,000 light years from the bubble. From my area of the bubble. There are some really nice mineable systems. Got some great resources in it. Alright, so we came here for an FSD. Going down to a 6A or a 6A scout. Ice rings usually have tritium. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, I found a system that, it's not that far. It's like 1K out. And it's got a ton of rings. I don't know if it's got an ice ring, though. So, we'd have to find an ice ring nearby for refuels as needed, but... Okay, so... Big changes here. Is... That's the same, that's the same, that's the same. Boot time is the same. Optimized mass is up from 1,800 to 2K. That's worth it. Thermal load is the same. Max fuel per jump is a little higher. Super Cruise overcharge is available. And then, of course, the other overcharges are available. So on and so forth. I think I might just get this one. Let's drop a SCO in here anyway. Since that can be engineered. And it's not that much more. Now, granted, I have spent almost 100 million on this thing today. No, I did. I have spent 100 million on this thing today. It is what it is. However, now that it's got a 6A SCO, I should be able to get back to carriers in like one jump. Yeah. I thought I could do that. What's my max jump range? As it stands right now? Hold on. Oh, what screen was that on? Mm-hmm. I don't remember. Not what I wanted. Okay, let me make sure I've got everything for this thing that before I leave. I don't need any of that. I don't need any of that. I don't need that. Somebody said sensors might be better, but they don't have fours. Oops. Bottom of the outfitting screen. Outfitting screen, bottom, speed, boost, Victoria. Jump, here it is, it's the last one. Okay, never mind. So, 21. That's actually not bad. I mean, it's not loaded either, but in my case, for this thing, because I'm only using it to load and unload freighters, I don't need range. Now, bumping up Super Cruise might not be a bad idea, considering I do use it to load and unload freighters. But I don't need it for anything else. It's more just having the better cruise speed. It's the only real reason to upgrade it. Yeah, I got 784 cargo space. And did I got that one alloy, meta alloy, that is just hanging out. I needed one to unlock the engineer, and I accidentally bought two. But considering I ended up having to buy it from somebody who was charging through the nose for it. Not good. Don't recommend doing that if you need to buy a bunch. Just makes me wish I could store stuff.
Frameshift drive charging.
That, you know, that works. Let's see here.
3, 2, 1.
It is almost 11 o'clock. So we're going to go here. We're going to dock. And that's going to be that's going to be it for today. We did some trading earlier for some engineering components. And we did we finished outfitting my T9. So this is good. It's about as optimized as I can get without engineering. So, and that's always worth it. Thank you. Don't really need luck because I'm probably going to be scouring freighters for the next couple of days just to make some money. It's either that or doing passenger runs for the materials that I need over here. The materials I need. Because I need to get some of these so that I can upgrade the engineers. I need to upgrade the engineers. Because I have not done that yet. All the engineers in the galaxy, and as old as they are, and as long as I've been around this game, I just never got around to doing it. But it's okay. But I thank everybody for coming in, and it's much appreciated. Everybody who did follow or subscribe, depending on which platform you're on, I appreciate all of you. Honestly, I hope you all come back again and see what else we have going on. This is not the only game I play. I do play a couple other games. So, hopefully you'll enjoy those too. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Have a good night, everybody.